Hello and welcome to the Elsa B. Smith Show. I help people to understand the magic and the mystery of love and life so that you can regain control of your own life. So what would you like to resolve? You might just get an opportunity today to actually resolve something. The lovely lady on my right is Zeta Lewis, all the way from Somerset West in South Africa. And the topic we're going to discuss is Feng Shui. Enhance your ki and add magic to your life. Now, I would love to know how to add magic to my life. I don't know about you. So, Zeta, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Not at all. How did you get involved in Feng Shui?
Well, from a very young age, I was always fascinated at how furniture was placed and if it made me comfortable or uncomfortable. And I started to play with things. And much later, a friend of mine, we found out about Feng Shui. And we met my current teacher. And she came in and did a consultation, and my life changed overnight. And so I decided I was going to do the same thing. And so I started studying the art of Feng Shui. And I haven't looked back. It's been a phenomenal ride.
So you say your life changed overnight. Does that mean this stuff actually works quickly?
It depends on which one you're using. You get the two different forms of Feng Shui. And the form that we use is the Yang Feng Shui, and it works very quickly. So if you're calmer and everything's set up in the right direction, things change straight away.
Wow, so it relates to karma as well.
Yes,
now,
no, 100%.
How would I know whether I actually need Feng Shui or not?
Well, you'll find in your life you get stuck, so you want a job promotion to come and it doesn't come. You're sick all the time, your marriage isn't working, children aren't behaving properly. Like there'll be things that are not comfortable within your home. Then something's up and you need to, tweak or do something. So if you're fortunate enough, you know somebody that's a Feng Shui consultant, that's usually when your karma is pretty good. You'll meet somebody like me, and we come to your house and we will, start sorting out all your problems.
Okay, so you actually need to come to my house?
Yes, we come to your house. Your most important reading is of your front door. And then from there, we work out what your magic number is. So in other words, what year you are born depicts whether you're male or female, if you're a dragon, if you're a tiger, what animal you are, and also what your magic number is. And from that, we can establish if you are a West group or an East group personality, and what house you're living in. So every front door has a specific entrance and direction. So if it was in the southeast, it would be the dragon. So southeast 1 is the dragon. And if you were like, let's say, the year of the dog, and you were an east group, it could be a little bit of a conflict, but we can make it work for you. So it gets quite technical. So that's why you see me. You don't have to worry about that. Sort it out.
So it relates to the direction of my front door, the year in which I was born.
Yes.
It sounds a bit complicated to me.
It gets very complicated as well when you've got a couple that's one person is an East group and the other one is a West group. Then we have to see who is the main breadwinner in the house, and we have to make his luck stronger. It's a little bit more difficult in flats and that because you can't sort of tear down a door and start redesigning the front door, So then we would have to look at how the bed is positioned, how the stove is positioned. And most important, or before I do anything really, is look at your land formation. Very often, not very often, but quite often, you have to move house. You have to get a new place, yes.
Okay. So let's say I can't move house and my front door is in the wrong position.
If I came to you and you were an East group person and your front door was a West group front door, and you don't have a back door to use, it's just that front door,
Yeah.
then and your bed, for argument's sake, also only suited a West Group personality, I would say you need to find a new place to stay. Because although you're doing fairly well, you might, the minute you move and you go to a house that's correct for you, everything starts to change, like doors open and all of a sudden you start to flow. So it has got something to do, we're just going quickly, just give you a bit of a background. Feng Shui, Feng means wind, okay, and Shui means water, which is the dragon's blood. So it's very good to have dragon's blood around you because that's very good luck.
Okay.
Okay, and the wind, it brings you your flow of energy. That's your chi,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. So what we do is because we are made up of 5 elements, which is wood, it's metal, it's earth, it's water, and I forget the other one. Sorry,
Oh.
earth.
Yeah, I've got it here. I've got it here. Don't worry, don't worry. Let's see. So you're looking for those elements.
Yes, please. I'm looking for your elements. There we go. So we've got
Okay. Just before we get into that,
fire.
we've got Katina watching here as well. That's lovely. And Terry is asking you to explain land formation, maybe before we get into the elements. What do you mean with land formation?
Get Terry to hold on there. Let me just tell her that our bodies are made up of the 5 elements.
Okay.
Because it's made up of the 5 elements, we are the same as nature. So we have a certain flow and a certain way we like to do things. So now we're looking for a place. So we look for land formation. I think you've got a slide there of the land formation. It'll also give you the heavenly animals.
Oh, yeah, I got that. I'll find it for you if only my mouse wants to behave.
That mouse.
Don't worry, keep talking about the land formation. I will find the slide for you.
Okay, before you even buy a place or rent a place, look at your land formation. That is your most important thing. So you're going to look at a house that, if you look at the front door, if you're standing at the front door looking out, you need to see a mountain on your left-hand side. That would be the dragon. And the dragon is pretty high. And if you look on the left-hand side, you've got to have a tiger, and the tiger is a slightly lower mountain. It's obviously going to be lower than dragon. And at the back of your house, you have to have the turtle. So that's for support. Okay? And in the front of the house, you've got what we call the phoenix. So it looks like a big armchair around your home. There we go. So if you have a look, there's the house, there's the dragon on the left-hand side, you've got your tiger on the right, there's the turtle, there's the phoenix. Okay, so the reason why we need the dragon on the left-hand side is because it's masculine energy, it's a male. So the bigger the dragon, the more money you make, the stronger the house is. So remember, when you're standing at your front door, looking out your front door, because remember the front door is your mouth. So it's whatever you into your mouth. So if you've got a lovely big front door and it's solid, this is a very good front door because it allows lots of chi into the house. Okay, usually glass doors are not nice at all. It's not a good door to have. So if you've got glass front doors, change it. Get yourself a solid door. You know, it makes a huge difference. The other thing is don't let your front door. Yeah, sorry.
In what sense does a glass door make a difference? What is bad about the glass?
The glass door doesn't hold energy because you can see through it.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, so it just doesn't have the same feeling of being held, you know. So you'll feel the difference. When you've got a glass front door and you close the door, there's no privacy. People can look into your front door, you know, you can see out, and so you feel kind of exposed. So it would be like I'm doing this all the time. Whereas if I've got then it closes, you understand?
Okay.
So it's all fairly practical. And then so what we like to do is we like to add a bit of, depending on what your Okay, so here I'm going to get a little bit complicated, but whatever your flying star is, very often it's good to have water on your left-hand side, never on your right-hand side. So just as a matter of interest, never, never, never have water on your right-hand side. This is about affairs and it's about losing money. So
Okay,
that's just
I shouldn't have water on my right-hand side. So
the front door.
On the front door. Okay, okay.
So when you're standing at your front door, you need to have a really big dragon on your left-hand side, and maybe a nice water feature on your on your left-hand side.
On the left. Okay.
You have a tiger that's slightly lower,
Yeah.
and you never, never, never put water on the right-hand side of your door ever.
Okay.
Okay. And then at the back of your house, there has to be a taller building or a mountain. So that is because if you don't have something behind you, you feel exposed. You know, you feel as though you're not being, what do you call it? Now I'm losing the words for it. You feel like you're not supported by the community. You feel like friends don't support you, and you're not supported. Whereas if you've got a lovely mountain behind you, you feel supported, you feel strong, and you can manage. You feel more stable. Another good thing to look for when you're buying a home is the design of the roads in front of your home. So if you're at a T-junction and you are in front of that T-junction, so in other words, you're driving up the road and you hit the stop street and right in front is your house, the house that you look at. Don't take it, because that's what we call a poison arrow. So
suddenly I'm relieved, because I'm on the side of the T-junction, not right at the end on the arrow. Good. Okay.
And one more thing is the way the road bends. So if the road bends outward, so I'm going to do this for you. If it's doing that and your house is sitting here, it's great. But if the road is doing it the opposite way around and your house is here, it's also considered a poisonous arrow, because it's pushing you away. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So it's all about formation and how you look at your surroundings. So it's very, very practical, and it's just simple things to look at just before you even get into the house. So we get trained to look for those things. So before we do anything, we look at the land formation around us. So let's just say I found a house and it's got a massive mountain on the right-hand side. I stand at the front door. If I can see the mountain, I don't take the house. If I can't see the mountain, I take the house.
Okay.
Okay. So long as my left-hand side shows itself to be bigger and more prominent, that's fine. Because very much the front door is all about what you can see.
Yeah. Okay.
And then the other thing, just I like to tell people about this because it's quite interesting. When you're standing at a front door, look at your houses in front of you. Look and see if they've got pointed roofs, or if they've got like a straight roof and there's a house behind it peeping over. Those are called Peeping Toms. So that
okay,
those aren't good houses to take. Yeah, and look where so the other day I did a Feng Shui consult, and right at the front door, there were 3 things that were wrong. The one was there was a massive point like this, because that's where the roof was facing right opposite their front door. Plus, and then the gutter had fallen down, so that was another arrow pointing down. So that was another bad shaft. And then there was a lot of rust all over the show. So that is a very bad front door. So what has to happen is that whole front area has to be broken down and rebuilt again. And because
that's my neighbor's house, not even mine.
You can't, that's the thing. If you can't get rid of your neighbor's house, even with a wall, then what we try and do is we swing your house around and we try and find you another entrance, and you create another entrance. But why I'm saying that is because that is called a broken mountain. So anything that's got like a lot of jags and breaks and people are building and everything, that is called a broken mountain. So it creates a lot of fighting in the house. It causes a lot of disturbance and you can't settle down, you know. You always feel uneasy. So it's very important to watch what's going on around you. So usually very leafy, green, lovely areas are much better feng shui. That's why they seem to do better financially.
Okay. So if I look out of the front door and my neighbor's roof is like that, that's bad news.
Yes, if you're looking and it's straight at you, you can see straight away there's this big, you know, because that is a fire symbol.
Okay.
So
but if my neighbor's roof is like that, pointing away from me, that's okay. If that's what I see.
Say that was your. I'm just going to get like here's your neighbor's roof, and here you standing. That that point's going up into that direction. It's away from you. It's only if it was down towards your. Yes.
Okay. Terry says we must talk about posts, and I also want to ask you about the flying star that you mentioned.
Oh, the flying star. What did Terry want to know about?
About posts.
Posts. Oh, yes. Okay, so that's quite an important point. If say you buy a house and there's a pillar in front of your door.
Yeah.
Bad feng shui. Don't even look at. Just go. Just go.
Then I think I'm going to move soon.
Because that is just blocking all your chi. When you stand at a front door, it must be open and wide. Very often people have got a tree standing right in front of them, or they've got a pillar right in front of them, and it just stops your energy. So and if you can't get rid of it, move.
Okay. So
well,
I'm in the market then.
Yes. If the tree's out in the garden or the pillars are out in the garden, it's not a problem, but not up close to you. Another thing is a lot of people take businesses and so here's the street level over here, and they take the it's in here and it's below the street level. These are very bad feng shui. Never take or a home that's below street level.
Okay.
It's not a good, it's just not good chi. It doesn't, businesses never work. They never succeed like that.
That's interesting, because if you go to a city like London that I'm familiar with, there are so many buildings where you've got the entrance at ground level, and then you've got the servants' quarters with the windows looking like you have to look up to see the daylight.
Well, what they do is the Chinese people, when they have businesses, the owners of the businesses are on the top floor and the workers are underneath.
Yeah.
So you are above, you suppress. So the whole of London has their workers living underneath, which would mean that you're suppressing your workers.
And it represents drowning, says Terry.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
That's not good.
Not a good thing, because when the floods come and everything, obviously the water would go down. It wouldn't be on street level where it would just flow away.
Yeah.
Almost like boats.
Yeah. So tell me about these flying stars that you mentioned.
Okay, so flying stars are all about. You've got each star is a number. Oh, sorry, my hair's is bothering me a bit today. The flying star is each star is either a white star, a green star, a red star. Mm-hmm. These stars work off, and I'm just going to get you the right terminology before I give you all the wrong stuff here. It's called the Zun Kong Fei. Okay, they're called flying star techniques. So this is worked on what we call a low pan, a low shoe. A low shoe is a square, okay, where it's actually designed from the turtle's back. So it becomes a square, and within those squares there's 9 squares.
Okay.
So if you will, it's taken a square and you've divided it into 9 squares.
Yeah.
Okay, that's my low pan. That's the compass that we use to.
Oh, it's not the same thing.
Okay, but if you were to look at a square like that, and you just had to separate it into, I'm going to see if I've got a picture here for you. Then what happens with that? Oh, here we go. I don't know if you can see that at all. Wrong way. Okay, there. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Okay, inside there's a number. So each square has a number. And
Okay.
and from that, it's got like, you know, the Nazi sort of thing like that,
Yeah.
except ours is the opposite way around.
Okay.
Okay? And it
Okay.
shows you the good chi and the negative chi. And then when you buy a house, what the Feng Shui consultant will do is once they've done a reading of your front door, they'll see, is this a southwest 1, 2, or 3? If it's
Yeah.
a 3, they will set up the low shoe over your house. Position the low pan in the middle of your house to see where all the directions are shooting off. And then from that front door, we will go, okay, you've got a northwest 1 facing door, you've got an 8 and a 5 at the front door, and then we start to fly the star. So now what happens is that 8 needs like water. 7s are robbery stars. So like the good stars are 1, 8, and 6. Those are the white stars, you know. So anything that you use, you can play with a 1, 8, and 6. Those are very good stars. And then your sickness stars are 5s and 2s. So quite often there are homes that have front doors with a 5 and a 2, and then they can't understand why they get sick all the time and they're dying and whatever else is wrong with it. And in a bedroom, it's very fatal. Bedrooms and kitchens never have 5s and 2s in them.
So how would I know whether there's a 5 or a 2 at my front door?
You have to get me to come and consult for you.
Okay. And do you actually physically have to come to England to see my house?
Well, I have been doing Feng Shui over Skype with Terry, with another friend of mine, and she's in the UK and Terry's in Portugal. And
Okay.
what we do, so long as you've got a compass, and
Yeah.
you can stand at the front door with the compass, you can tell me what your front door reading is. So you'll be able to say, listen, this is 251 degree. Okay, and then I will look and make sure what the 251 degree is. Obviously, I wouldn't be able to give you the most precise reading, but from that reading, I'd be able to tell you what flying star you've got flying where in your home. And if you can send me a what do you call it, a plan of your house. So your plan of your house, yeah, and the design, because also your different designs, a lot of homes are triangular, some of them are like guns, some of them are square, some of them are oblong. So you send me your design and then I can take it from the center point and I will shoot the stars and see where you've got what. And then let's just say you have a 5 and a 2 flying star and it's not a good star in a bedroom or wherever. We've got cures for that. So we cure. You know, there's anything from the 6 metal rod charms that we use to salt cures to soap suds to all kinds of weird and wonderful things. So we give you the cures to help you balance out the energies in your home.
Okay. Well, I had a very interesting experience. Terry was in the background here actually told me, we were discussing some stuff around this, and she told me to find a pumpkin to put in my kitchen. Now, yesterday I probably found the biggest pumpkin in England. And I put it in my kitchen and I thought, well, let's see what happens. This morning I woke up and there was an email with fantastic, wonderful news about a future show for me. So it could be total coincidence. I don't know, but it might just be working for me.
Simple things. It's very unusual. One thing about Feng Shui though is that when I do a consult, I'll never tell you to change more than 2 things at a time. If you do more than
that, yeah.
It's just too much. It's like changing your telephone numbers and that. So if there's too many changes in a year, it throws all your energies out. So per year, you shouldn't do more than 1 change or 2 changes per year, because it'll take about 3 or 4 years for all the energies to settle down. Because I did it for my very first client I ever did. I said, oh, you must change this bed and you must do this. And they did everything. And within a week, she had fallen and broken her leg.
Oh my goodness. And that's not what you want. No.
sometimes, you know, because it's human nature. You say don't change everything, and no, they don't listen. So what I do now is I just don't give all the changes. I tell you what you need straight away, and it gives you the opportunity to change. And with the flying stars, they change yearly. So on a yearly basis, we'll do a consult and tell you where to put your water, where to put your so like let's just say in the east this year we need water because the flying star 8 is in the east and the south. These are the two directions that need a lot of attention. So if you can't do a water feature or something, you put on a fan because it's a moving thing. You can put a lava lamp, you can use a clock, you can use music. So anything that moves all the time, and if you have a television there, just leave it on because that's moving all the time. And that generates and activates that star to create a lot of money for you. So now the yearly star would be an 8, but every month that star changes. So a lot of the people that practice Feng Shui quite seriously will work with the stars monthly, yearly, and permanently. So your permanent stars never, ever, ever change. You'll always have an 8 at the front door, and you'll always have a water feature there. But each year, the 8 moves with the heavenly stars. So, and we chase that 8, and we keep water.
Oh.
Did you lose me?
We lost you for a second to just that's fine. That's fine. You said that you have a major star and that stays for the year and it changes every month. That's fine. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you've got a permanent star as well. So those permanent stars never, ever, ever change.
Okay.
They will always change. Yeah. So we work around. So we always consider what is your permanent star, and so in other words, and I'll use Terry's house as an example. Terry's house, she's got a southwest facing front door, which was good for her husband, but she's got upstairs an east facing door, which is phenomenal for her. So this year, we can't use that southwest west door because it's afflicted. So when I say something's afflicted, each year is the year of the dragon or the what is it? This year is the year of the rooster. So this year the are you still there? Oi. Okay, so I'm just going to keep talking. This year is the year of the rooster, and it's sorry, I didn't realize. This year is the year of the rooster, so it is called like your Grand Duke and the 5 killings. Not the 5, the 3 killings. So you don't do in the west, and you don't face the east. But because there's an 8 flying in the east this year, we need to have water going there moving, but you cannot work in it, you cannot face it. You understand? Now, next year, the animal becomes the year of the dog. So that now will become the, what is next? It's the northwest. Yes, northwest. So it keeps, no, sorry, it's southeast. So it keeps moving down. No, it is. Gosh, I don't know my stars here today. I'm just trying to work it out. I've got so you've got the west, and then you've got the northwest section, which the next year is going to be the dog, the year of the dog. So for dragon, not going to be a good year. And for so it all depends where those stars land. It is a bit complicated, you know. You've got to like be abreast.
Okay, so if I would like to get hold of you and say, Zeta, can you help me fix whatever I need to fix with my house, or help me select the best possible house? How do I get hold of you?
Okay, so obviously if you're in South Africa, you can just get onto my Feng Shui page, which is Zenergy Feng Shui Consultants. It's on the Facebook page. And I've got my telephone number there, and there's an email address. For anybody overseas, you can pretty much send me a message on Facebook, and we can Skype or whatever, and then I can, sort you out that way as well.
I think I've typed it correctly in there. Is that right? I don't know if you can see it, but
can't.
that's okay. Terry will tell me if it's right. It's facebook.com/Zenergy Feng Shui.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. So people can contact you through that page, and they
Yes.
don't necessarily need to be in South Africa. They can send you a plan of their house, and they can communicate with you over Skype, and you can assist them in that way.
In that way, yes. And also, like just two more pointers. The one thing about a front door is if you've got a front door, if there's a back door right behind it, or you can see right through behind the house.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
take the, don't take the house, or change the back door.
Okay. Move the back door to somewhere else. Will it help if I simply just lock that back door so that it cannot be used and use a different exit at the back?
Yeah, and also your stoves and microwaves will also be a huge thing in your home. So if you've got like really negative energy in certain areas, or you are the breadwinner and you're in the wrong house, the stoves is there to help you a lot as well. So it's all about where your knobs are on the stove, what kind of stove you've got. So yeah, it's very interesting.
Fascinating.
So we can make life a lot more pleasant.
Fantastic. Thanks, Zita. That has been really interesting. Thank you for all of that. I'm going to definitely. I'm very pleased that on Smile Time and also on Facebook, this has been recorded. So in a few minutes it will finish rendering, and then I can actually watch it again and learn even more from it. I'm also going to put the video on YouTube. I will send you the link for that, so you would be able to refer people to that as well. So thank you very much. I really appreciate the time that you spent with us. It's been really interesting.
Thanks for having me.
Not at all. So next week, we're going to have another fascinating show. And the topic for next week is Cards on the Table, Worldwide Harmony from Crop Circles. And I'm going to interview a British crop circle expert, Gary King, who will be telling us how crop circles have evolved and developed since they first started getting noticed by people, and what message those crop circles carry for us, so that we can actually do something about the lack of harmony that we live in. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you next week, and thank you for watching. Goodbye.